On leaving the synagogue, Jesus entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. Simon's mother-in-law lay sick with a fever. They immediately told him about her. He approached, grasped her hand, and helped her up. Then the fever left her, and she waited on them. When it was evening after sunset, they brought to him all who were ill or possessed by demons. The whole town was gathered at the door. He cured many who were sick with various diseases, and he drove out many demons, not permitting them to speak because they knew him. Rising very early before dawn, he left and went off to a deserted place where he prayed. Simon and those who were with him pursued him, and on finding him said, "Everyone is looking for you." He told them, "Let us go to the nearby villages, that I may preach there also. For this purpose have I come." So he went into their synagogues, preaching and driving out demons throughout the whole of Galilee. Hello and welcome to Closer Walk Catholic Communications. I'm Father Bayer, your host. We're glad that you can join us. And he went throughout their villages and synagogues, healing and driving out demons. Again, last week you heard me speak about the idea that demons are real, and so is God. And the power over evil comes from God, and when it's truly evil in our lives, we turn to God. Not in any way to discredit any of the other opportunities society has to help people through support groups and perhaps medication and counseling and that sort of thing. But if your faith is in your therapist and not in God, you're going to pay him for a very long time with very few results if it's truly evil in your life. The question becomes, you know what? I've come for everybody. So let us go to the nearby villages and towns, and I've come for everybody. The universality of the love of God. And that's really, really hard for a lot of us to understand. Oftentimes, we can look at them, those people who, and you fill in the blanks. Those people who are radical, who want to kill us, who are trying to bomb us, who are trying to convert us, who are trying to martyr us. Yeah, those people. Guess what? The same God made them. I'll never forget, and this is many, many years ago, when something happened and the U.S. bombed Libya. And the leader then, and for many years, was a guy by the name of Muammar Gaddafi. And in the course of the bombing raid, Gaddafi's little boy, 5, 6 years old, was injured in, shrapnel or whatever, in a broken arm. And people were so happy that this little boy got hurt. Yeah, now he knows. And they're excited because the little 6-year-old boy, who had nothing to do with anything, had become a victim and a casualty of this fight. And there are people who are excited about that. Wow. We don't get it. We don't get it. And then when I watch television and I watch these groups who say, those people, God didn't intend for people of color. God didn't intend for this. God didn't intend for that. And we go through the ritual of thinking we can say because of someone's color, because of their country of origin, because of their religion, because of their first language. These people are bad, they're evil, they're lazy, they're criminal, they're violent. And when we do this whitewash of those people, it's really sad. But you know, and trust me, I have to remind myself of that on a daily basis. Mine has nothing to do with the color of their skin, their religion, and their language of origin. Mine has to do with political ideology. And I'm thinking, wow, what are these people smoking? Where do they get that stuff from? How can you really say that and believe that and ignore this, that, or the other? And after everything that they've done, that's where I struggle. And I struggle big. And I'm not going to name it and claim it, but maybe all of us do. And we start to look across a political aisle and we think these people are our enemies. It's tough. It's tough. We need to find those things that bring us together. One of the things that I've had the pleasure and the opportunity to do is work in the fight against human trafficking. And that's one of those deals that brings us together. When you realize you have people out there selling children for sexual purposes and labor purposes, and some children as young as 5, and they're selling them. Doesn't matter what country. And people have said, oh, you mean that happens here in the United States? Oh, I thought that was just, and the people they're selling are Americans and not from another country? As if it's okay to sell someone from another country who's 5 or 8 years old for sexual purposes. But yeah, that's one of those things that unites us together and reminds us, I don't care what country this child is from. I don't care what religious ideology this child has been ingrained with. I don't care what the parent's political affiliation is. This is a child made in the image and likeness of God who's being abused and repeatedly raped. All those things, none of that matters. None of that matters. And there are a few things like that I think the family of man can come together on and understand. Hunger. Watching children starve to death. I don't care what God they believe in. I don't care what religion their parents practice. I'm watching children who are not 2 years old yet and they have bloated stomachs and they have pencils for arms. There's something wrong with that. And so having the opportunity to start to realize that God really did come for all people. God really came that all of us might be saved. God didn't come just so that Catholics can be saved. God didn't come just so that Christians can be saved. God came that we all might come to know God. And of course, I believe, Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Am I going to tell you that a good Buddhist or a good Muslim or a good Taoist who really believes that they're serving God is going to hell because they've never met Jesus Christ? I'm not going to tell you that. The church doesn't teach that there's a Catholic heaven or a Buddhist heaven or a Jewish heaven or a Taoist heaven or whatever, or Islamic heaven. There's not that. We're all made in the image and likeness of the same God. And our Lord reminds us of that. As he goes out and there's some people, obviously these people are friends. They know Peter, James, and John. They know his mother-in-law. So they're the people in the area They found out Jesus is here. He's expelling demons. He's healing people. Wow. Let's go. Let's bring this one. Let's bring that one. Let's ask for this. Let's ask for that. And so he does it. Well, now they want a franchise and they want to keep them themselves. Now they want them all to their own. And he says, that's not the way it works. I've come for all the towns and all the villages and all the people. And for us as believers to understand that and to treat people like that. I had a situation and working with the sisters that I work with in human trafficking. And we were part of a sting operation with law enforcement. And they apprehended a 38-year-old prostitute who everyone in Vice knew. She's been doing it for years. She was addicted to crack. I mean, she had been passed around like a bad penny, terrible wig, terrible hygiene and everything like that. Just completely devoted to her pimp, wasn't doing anything. And so, the people trying to offer her services just got, fed up and said, well, you can rot in jail. There's nothing I can do with you. They walked away. And these nuns that I work with, they went in and they just spent time with her. And they came in and they didn't see her as a prostitute with a bad pink wig. They didn't see her as someone who's really hygienically nasty. They just kind of sat there and they were there. And they let them know they worried about her, let them know they cared about her, let them know that they would be there to help her. And for this gal who had been sold for the last 20 years, this was like angels coming from heaven. And when they decided to love her and respect her, not worry about how many men she had been with, not worried about what possible disease she was carrying because of her lifestyle, not worry about how bad she looked because she really was, a bad actor when it came to prostitution. They just loved her. She completely melted. She allowed people to help her. She accepted the services that were being offered. She went into treatment to get off the crack. She got away from her pimp, not because they had been to school trying to find out how do you get people out of prostitution, is because they treated her like they cared about her the way God cared about her. And in doing that, she found her worth, And that's what Jesus reminds us of. And the soul felt its worth, for yonder breaks anew and glorious. That's where we come to find what God means. When we find people who treat us like we're important to God and we're important to them, it radically changes people's lives. It changed this girl's life. It'll change our own. And trust me, it'll change a lot of things if we start looking at one another that way. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. Hi, I'm Father Jeff Bae from Closer Walk Catholic Communications. Thank you for being here today, and a special thanks for the support that you give us. First of all, your prayerful support we so desperately need, and also your financial support. We are donor-driven, and that is what keeps us on the air today. As you well know, the truth is in great demand and in very short supply, and mainstream media is not going to bring you the truth of the Gospels of our Lord Jesus Christ because that's not socially acceptable and it's not politically correct. Certainly we all realize that when this life journey's over, we don't stand before the Supreme Court, we stand before the throne of God. Therefore, with great clarity and great charity, to pronounce the truth of the gospel is important. Your prayers, your financial support enables us to do that. So we thank you, and may God bring you closer in your walk with the Lord each day. God bless you. Simon and those who were with him pursued him, and on finding him said to Jesus, Everyone is looking for you. Hello and welcome to Close Walk Catholic Communications. I'm Father By, your host, and we thank you for coming back. Everyone is looking for you, whether they know it or not. Everyone's looking for you. What are they looking for? St. Augustine famously said, "My heart is restless, O Lord, and it will not rest until it finds its rest in you." Do we realize the amount of restlessness that there is in the world in which we live? I'm just not there. I'm not at peace. I'm not all together. I don't know. I mean, I love my spouse, but I'm just not happy. I always thought by this point in life there would be more, and I would have more, and I just see my life. I've just gone from this day to that day, and here I am 30 years later, and I thought by now, but it hadn't happened. What in God's name are you talking? Oh, just everything. And believe me, everybody's looking for you. Think about it. Think about it. Like I went through the stage when I was late high school, college. You're doing the really stupid drinking thing, It was a phase I went through. Yeah, you were cool, you were partying, yeah, da-da. But since then, I've buried probably 4 or 5 guys that I started running in bars with when I was 16 years old. They died of alcohol poisoning in their 40s and in their 50s. Yeah, I drank stupid. I don't know what it was all about, thinking I was cool. But then I got a life. They're still doing it. They were still doing it. Yeah, 1 marriage, 2 marriages, 3 marriages, yeah. 2 or 3 kids by 2 or 3 different women, talking to none of them. What are you looking for? Why do you go to a bar every night, drink the same drink, talk about the same stupid nothing? What you looking for, baby? Is tomorrow night you're going to find the answer? You can find the answer tomorrow night? Is another 1, 2, 3, 6 of those drinks? Is that going to provide answers for you? What's the deal with serial promiscuity? Oh, wow, people who brag about the hundreds of women or men that they've had sex with. Congratulations. Have you found it yet? Found what? Not the venereal disease. Have you found what are you looking for? Is it just notches in your belt? Is this bragging rights? You found love? Found somebody you want to be with? Found that place where you're safe and you're whole and you don't need to go out anymore looking? What are you looking for? How many times do you have to get high to realize there's nothing up there when you get that high? So what do? I wait to have an opportunity to get loaded again. I get high again. Oh, congratulations. My heart is restless, O Lord, and it will not rest until it finds its rest in you. Jesus, where you been? Everybody's been looking for you. I know. And I've been right here all along. I love that thing where the guy said, I spent my youth making money, and along the way, I lost my children, I lost my wife, I had my money, I got old and I spent my money trying to make me healthy and young again. Wow, congratulations. Isn't that wonderful? You need another $1 million? Oh, that's great. What are you going to do with it? Oh, a bigger house. A gold toilet. That's going to really help you, okay? That's going to make you regular. A gold toilet. I mean, the amazing amount of things that people are searching for when they go, you know, and it's, how many pair of shoes can you wear? You know, I don't know. How big a steak can you eat? You know, how expensive does your bottle of champagne have to be for you to digest it? I don't know the answer to that. But I feel like we're out there and everybody is looking to get prettier, younger, richer, firmer, you name it. And once they get there, okay, great, you're 70 years old and you look like you're 45. Good. You're still going to die, okay? You're still going to die. You're not going to live until you're 105. You're still going to die. And all the junk you put in your body to inject it, puff it, inflate it, to make you look good, all these toxins and all these poisons, they're not going to extend your life. They're just not going to extend your life. And you might look great at age 80. Congratulations. I'm glad but you're still going to die. And are you going to live long enough to find what you're really looking for? There is no fountain of youth. There is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There is not one more drug, one more drink, one more sex act that is going to finally make your life complete. So everybody's looking for you. Everybody's looking for you. And I really believe that. And what everyone is looking for is just to make my skin be comfortable, okay? I feel like I'm where I need to be. I feel like if I take my last breath in the next 5 minutes, God knows I'm not perfect, but God also knows I think I found him. I think I pleased him. I think I served him. And I think I tried as best I could to show him that I was grateful and that I love him. And if he gives me another day, another month, another year, or another decade, I hope to be able to perfect that more. And I think when we get to the point that we understand that if today's my last day, I'm right where I need to be, I'm okay with it, then I think we will have found it. You know, people are not so stupid as to think that they are going to outlive the world. But some of us are dumb enough to die trying. We die trying by doing things that are risky. Risky to our health, risky to our salvation, and ultimately unfulfilling. You know, the big pipe dream, the Powerball. How many people have had this conversation? If I won the Powerball, the first thing I would do, go ahead, fill it out. You know, I'm telling you right now, if I won the Powerball, and I'm going to my Gone with the Wind day, because God is my judge, I will never fly economy class across the ocean again in my life, all right? I got enough shoes, got enough black clothes. They're as exciting as they are, okay? You know, God knows I'm well fed, I'm really not this heavy. TV makes you look 15 pounds heavier, okay? But no, I don't need anything in my life. I don't need any more black socks. I don't need any more underwear or handkerchiefs. Thank you. I don't need anything. I've got a cabinet full of liquor. I just don't like to drink it, okay? Every now and then I'll have a drink. You know, I'm not sure. What do I need? I got my parents that are still alive. How lucky am I? They're 91 and 92. I'm one of 5 children. My brothers and sisters and I are very close. We love each other. They're good people. They're faithful people. We talk every week. We're always in touch. What else do I need? What else do I need? And see, when the disciples find Jesus and they say, everyone is looking for you, I feel sorry for the people who are out there in the search and they don't even know what they're looking for. They really don't. And that's evidenced by the life of excess and the lives of ignorance that oftentimes people live with, and they end up not finding it. They die very unhappy. I mean, I had someone on their deathbed, and they were so angry because their son had died, and the daughter-in-law that he hated was going to get some of his money. Hey, bud, you're going to be dead in the next 24 hours. You got more things to worry about than hating your daughter-in-law and her having some of your money. Who cares? No idea. No clue of what he was looking for. When I'm telling you he was staring death in the face, I mean, he was counting his last breath at this point. And the thing he's most upset about is his son died and the daughter-in-law who he hates is getting some of his money. Wow. Good job, guy. I don't think I want to be next in line when you go stand before God, all right? Because you're not going to be in a good mood. I mean, he's going to go, stupid? That's it. Lord, everybody's looking for you. I know that. And maybe as we see people on the journey and in the midst of their confusion, if we can help them realize, my heart is restless, O Lord, and it will not rest till it finds its rest in you. Give them the grace, give them the wisdom, give them a hint as to where their happiness is. Then we will have loved them well and served them better. Thanks for being with us. May each day bring you close in your walk with the Lord. God bless you.